Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. Down the rabbit hole, how to avoid toxic mental spirals. That is our topic for today. You know, one of my favorite scenes in the very popular movie Alice in Wonderland is when she's just tumbling and free falling down the rabbit hole. You know, and for a movie, it's great to watch it. But in real life, the rabbit holes can be very, very dangerous. Number one, you don't know where you're falling. You're out of control. And number two, you don't know if you're going to be able to grab hold of anything to break your fall. So really the heart and soul of my message today is what you can do to prevent from falling in that massive black rabbit hole and just spiraling downward. I offer you today a one-step. It's a one-step, simple, beautiful solution. And if you grab hold of it, with everything you've got, you're not going down any rabbit holes again. You will stay out of rabbit holes permanently. So that solution is this. If there's a hole, if you saw one in the street, if you saw one in the backyard, and you wanted to make sure that your dog didn't go down that hole, your kids didn't go down that hole, what would you do? All right, I've got to put up a gate. I have to put up a gate, a protective barrier to prevent anyone from getting hurt. That's what I want to do to you in the very real and fertile space of your mind. I'm asking you to put up a gate around that rabbit hole. I'm just recommending you do whatever gate you want, but I prefer that it's a beautiful wrought iron gate, because those are sturdy and strong. But guess what? I still want you to be able to see that rabbit hole. And when you're there, about to take that free fall, you can stand at the foot. You can stand at the foot of that rabbit hole with that beautiful barrier up there that gives you a natural pause. And you can ask yourself the essential question: do I really want to go down there? Do I really want to take this trip? So much of how we get into these toxic emotional spirals is untrained. It's the untrained and unmanaged emotional response. We are so used to just feeling an emotion and letting ourselves get swept away with it, and it'll blow us right into the rabbit hole. And that is really what I want to highlight. It's the power of pausing. Pause before you go down the rabbit hole. I can remember the first time that this technique worked for me so beautifully. Someone had pulled a stunt. It doesn't matter what the stunt was, but I can tell you it could have easily thrown me into the rabbit hole. It could have devastated me psychologically, emotionally, financially, if I let myself just get caught up in that swirl automatically. But just as I'm telling you to erect this gate, this wrought iron gate around the rabbit hole, I stood there. In physical reality, I was in my car, but mentally I was right there. My gate was protecting me. I was looking down the rabbit hole, and I said to myself, you know what? Let's go over our options. We can go down there. We can go ahead and scale this fence. Go ahead, jump into the rabbit hole. What's going to be waiting for you? Well, down the rabbit hole, going to be a sleep disturbance for a month or two, maybe more. I'm going to be off focus, on edge. I'm going to be sad, locked into rumination, running around in a panic. You know, as you get older, you get to know myself. So I know myself. I know what to expect if I let myself go down the rabbit hole. All right, let's get real, girl. Let's get real, Sheila. What's your other alternative? Well, if I stay up here on solid ground, I have an opportunity to get my plan together. I can get my plan together. I can take the necessary steps to prevent the free fall. I can get in deeply with my prayer, with my meditation. I can take very good care of myself, eat well, sleep well, walk more. I can weather this storm. But in order to do it the right way, I have to stay up here on solid ground. I can't afford to be sliding down into the rabbit hole. And I will tell you, I made the decision standing right there, behind that gate. You know what? It's not for me. Not this time. Not this time. I've been down the rabbit hole before. I'm pretty much through with the rabbit holes. I want you to understand that you have an option. You do not have to go down the rabbit hole. And there's many things that could send us into these toxic emotional spirals. A lot of times people can send us into emotional spirals. And I just want to give you a little sidebar about that. Fortunately, and I'm so grateful for this, my work takes me behind the curtain of life, of people's lives. There's what you see or what you think you're seeing, and then there's what is going on behind the curtain. And what I've learned over all these years is why I'm so passionate about this work. And I can say to you with great clarity and confidence, if you are in the habit of allowing people to send you down the rabbit hole for any reason, listen to this recording 10, 15, as many times as you need to so this message sinks in. You cannot give anyone that kind of power, because you never know the backdrop of what is going on in a person's mind or life. And someone who is on shaky ground themselves has sent you down the rabbit hole. I was having a Skype session with someone some time ago, and this woman literally fired a young lady that she was supervising, not because this girl was incompetent with her work, but because she was young and beautiful, and this woman felt intimidated. She also told me she felt really bad about it, but not bad enough to allow this young lady to keep her job. You know, she derailed someone on a very promising career because of her insecurities. And I hope this young lady didn't send herself down the rabbit hole. But can you imagine if she did? Someone who's just really intimidated and insecure by her presence boots her out. Hopefully she was able to keep it moving. But I share this with you because it's just an example. I hear stuff like this all the time. You cannot leave your emotional stability, your mental health, your wellness, and your emotional stability in anyone's hands. It's in a very dangerous place if it's in anyone other than your own. So I am insistent. I'm very insistent, and this is why, that you have a formula, a plan in place to keep your life lifted, because if you don't, you're vulnerable. And I can tell you that even if you've been going down the rabbit hole constantly, and just day after day, the emotional training and the emotional management, even if that's something you're not strong in, you can start now. You can just say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm going to put that gate up that Sheila talked about, and I'm going to give myself the honor and the privilege to take a pause, ally with myself, and think, do I really want to go down? Do I really want to go down this spiral? You have more power. You have more power than you ever imagined. It's about alignment. It's about training. It's about building that beautiful, unbreakable alliance with self. And this video would not be complete if I didn't remind you that you have supportive help tools, the ultimate support. If it's an area of struggle for you, go to God. Say, you know what? I'm tired of falling down the rabbit hole. Can you send me the tools, the resources, the emotional wherewithal? Call in your angels for additional support. And the more you work with these tools, the more you get serious about it, they become a part of you. They become a part of you, and it's instant. And before you know it, that elevation, people talk, I want to hold the elevation. I want to hold the elevation. If you keep working with it, the elevation will hold you. The elevation will hold you, and it won't let you go. I hope this video has made a difference for you. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.